The 90s, a new network, shattering the limits of conventional TV with people, places, and ideas from all over the world. The 90s Network, informative, imaginative, unusual.
Go ahead, make my day. The check is in the mail. Leave a message when you hear the beep. I'm okay, you're okay. Right stuff, evil empire. Honk if you love Jesus, honk if you are Jesus. When the going gets tough, the tough go shopping. Reach out and touch someone. Back to basics. You'll be hearing from my lawyer. Have a nice day.
The 90s Network, opening up a whole new world of television.
High in cholesterol may be carcinogenic. Buckle up for safety. Baby on board. Family protection. Don't worry. Be happy. No problem. Gel out. Lighten up. Have a light beer. Have a light meal. Watch some light news. Read a light novel. Do some light shopping. Take a light sedative and have a light day.
The 90s Network, 24 hours a day.
Oh, you're okay. Goodness.
Does not like to have his mouth touched.
No. One experience.
He's got to act tough in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, let's put one in here for attitude. There.
Is that truly for attitude?
Yes.
It is?
Uh-huh. He also had a stroke, and it's been shown that that one will help bring up oxygen, help increase the circulation to the brain. And in Chinese medicine, the liver energy is associated with strokes, and these two are for his liver. They also help with irritability too. So I'll find this one, and then what we like to do with him is give him a good tune-up for his kidneys. There, sweetie. And let's see, get a couple back here for his colon. He's a good patient. Other than his mouth, he's an excellent patient. And let me come around here, and then we'll get these two in. These two in the back legs are for giving him energy and helping him the whole digestive system.
Voila.
There.
All right.
So
There.
he's being tuned now.
He's been tuned.
So you primarily did for his liver?
And his brain. He had a stroke where he was real dizzy and not eating well. So what we did here is we were doing acupuncture for just any parts of the stroke, if there's any left over, and clinically he doesn't seem to have any. And so we've got some needles in for his liver and for his kidneys and for his abdominal circulation, the digestion. Every now and then Joel has a little problem with vomiting, and we just make sure that he kind of stays in tune there.
And how often should he come in?
Well, Joel came in when he had the stroke. That was back in June, and we saw him June 15th, 23rd, and he was doing really well after one treatment, and so we gave him one more treatment just to make sure there wasn't any side effects left over from it. So that was in July, and he's back in September. So Annette usually brings him in probably, looks like about every 3 months, 4 months for a tune-up.
Hi,
This
how
is
you
your
doing?
husband.
Yes,
Ah.
it's a husband and wife operation. They're all human acupuncture needles. They're all kept sterile, okay, which is this. We have the longer ones. They're all very flexible and very fine. And then this is a slightly shorter needle. I don't know if you can. Okay.
Yeah.
Then these are what are called Hua-To needles. We have these imported. And they're silver. And same size, just a slightly different type of needle.
Is there a difference in what they...
No, these are a touch less flexible. So it kind of depends on what part of the body you're placing them in, and
And for
In
this
terms of my own
particular-
sensation, for kitties, I'll usually use the serins, the more flexible ones, just because kitties have such a tendency to move around.
Yes, they have such flexible skin.
Oh, Chris, you're doing so well.
Let me come
Let's go for those. Actually, that's the only one that's going to be up in his head, so you can
Oh, okay.
kind of locate yourself wherever you need to be. You ever received acupuncture, Barbara?
Mm-hmm, I have.
So you can empathize, huh?
Yeah, I did fall asleep.
Oh.
A lot of dogs do. Kitties, not so often.
I found at first I was in more pain, and then the next day I was relieved.
It varies with the point.
Interesting.
What condition did you have it for?
Neck disc.
Ooh. What a brave kitten. Such a brave kitten. Yes.
Dangerous, too.
You didn't bring...
Aren't you?
We had Ricky's look-alike here just a couple minutes ago.
Oh, really?
How long will these stay in?
20 minutes? Get comfy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, just stretch out.
Heck of a thing to say.
I wanted to know how you became interested in holistic medicine.
I had some personal health problems that when I went to my friends in conventional medicine weren't able to change or alleviate, and I went to a holistic physician, and within a short period of time I was better. And this happened 3 different times over a period of about 6 months, and so I figured I'd better start looking into changing my ideas, because I was very narrow-minded. I was quite against holistic medicine and use of herbs, anything like that. And so it changed my life.
How old were you then? Were you a vet yet?
Oh, sure. I've been a veterinarian, specialized, I wasn't board certified, but I had taken graduate work in orthopedic surgery. And so I had a big orthopedic surgical practice, and this was in Oregon.
I mean, we come from a little bit different backgrounds in that John's been here in this practice longer, and I've just left a more traditional allopathic setting where I was the only one doing acupuncture and homeopathy. So it's been great for me to have the support of a whole clinic that's doing it rather than being the lone wolf. But as far as agreeing on what points to use or what remedies to use, we haven't run into any disagreements on that. And there's a real beauty in having 2 minds to look at a problem instead of just one, whether you're looking at it from Eastern or Western medicine. So we have the benefit of both of us being trained in both sides of our brain.
How did you get to Los Angeles?
Had an opportunity to come down here and be on the staff of California Acupuncture College and work on my PhD in traditional Chinese medicine. And so I sold my practice in Oregon and came down here and worked on my PhD in Chinese medicine for humans, and interpolated an awful lot of it, along with studying with IVAS, applied it to animals, and then instead of going back to Oregon, just opened up a practice down here.
I want to know how you met your wife. Were you studying together, or?
We were at an acupuncture meeting, and
So you didn't turn her on to acupuncture?
she's already known about acupuncture for quite a few years. She'd done acupuncture on her bird. She has a macaw, blue and gold macaw, that had a paralyzed leg, and she started doing acupuncture on the macaw, and worked so well. And she'd been into shiatsu, Chinese body work and massage for quite some years, a few years been doing that. And so she was well versed with, the principles in acupuncture. And then we met at a meeting, and
An acupuncture?
acupuncture, veterinary acupuncture meeting.
Was it instant love, or?
Sure was. Sure was.
Were you attracted that she was a vet, that she was interested in acupuncture? Do you know?
I was attracted to her.
Yeah, well, I knew that there was some, that I was really attracted to this man, but I had no clue that it was mutual. Went home thinking, well, this is hopeless. I'm in Colorado, he's in California. There's no way. Put it behind you.
How was there a way? What happened?
We kept MCI in business for a couple of months. And then the acupuncture conference met again in November, met again in January. By the time we were at the January meeting, we had eloped.
You truly eloped?
We truly eloped. We snuck out on our friends and our families and didn't tell anybody. I flew from Colorado to Oregon. He flew from here to Oregon. We met in the Eugene airport. A friend of ours picked us up, and we drove to the Oregon coast the next day. We're married. I mean, went and got the license and everything, the rings, that day from mutual friends. John had lived in Corvallis. I had lived in Eugene. So we called in all our old markers from mutual friends and said, this is what we're doing. Can you be a witness? So
That was how long ago?
January 29th. Then from there we flew back to San Diego to teach a class, and from there we flew to Fiji in Australia to teach acupuncture to Australian veterinarians.
And how did you end up in Los Angeles?
John's had this practice for 8 years. So I sold my house, left the practice that I'd been in. I was in a 6-doctor practice in Denver as chief of staff. So sold the house, packed the house up, left the practice, moved out here. I've been here since the end of May.
We have a very intense relationship, high intensity in all areas of our life, academically, intellectually, at home. We're both kinesthetic people. We like the same things. We like to touch the animals. We like to feel them. We like hugs with each other. And a great aspect of our lives is spiritually also. We have the same deep religious beliefs that God's in control of this earth, and these animals are His creatures, and we're doing work for Him.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I do, from a previous marriage. They're all grown, out of the home.
Do you feel that you were meant to meet each other?
I feel that everything that we go through or experience, we're supposed to experience, or it happens for a reason. And I've been single for quite a few years, and so had Dr. Taylor. And I just left it up to God. I told him, hey, when the right one comes along, let me fall in love, and don't let me fall in love until she comes along. And so that's how we met.
In these tough economic times that threaten the security of families all across the nation, there's one kind of American who will not take broke for an answer, who knows that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Like laid-off laborer Mitch Krieger, these low-end entrepreneurs use their brains instead of waiting in welfare lines. They're the Recession Busters!
Recession Busters is brought to you by the U.S. Department of Social Services.
You know, the recession was really getting me down. I mean, I got laid off after 4 years at my welding company. Can you believe that? And this is an unemployment. It doesn't pay shit. Oh, fuck you! And my wife, Susie, well, she works as a night waitress, but the night shift doesn't pay that much. And, you know, it kind of got hard to make ends meet. You know, we don't want to lose everything that we had, the condo and all. And so I figured, you know, like they say, when the tough gets going, the going gets tough. Hello? And so I started looking for a job, hitting up the want ads, hitting the pavement, and I got tired of that. Every time I got rejected, I felt more and more depressed. You know, I'm not one of those guys who believes in head shrinking. You know, I figure the person who sees a psychiatrist ought to have their head examined. Fuck you! Fuck you! Get out of my lane! But after I won a 3-hour psychological care for my kid's raffle at school, I figured, hey, what the heck? I win. It changed my life. So I go in there, and for 45 minutes, I talked about all the things that I was pissed off about. It was great. And then when I left, I found out that normally that costs $80 an hour. I almost died. What's your problem? I'm my boss, all right? Fuck you. Have a martini with him.
Christ, I've never seen anybody drive like that in my life.
I figured, how am I gonna cash in on this? And then bam, it hit me. For a small investment, I could have my own 900 number. So for $3 a minute, people could call me and could complain to their heart's content. Now all I had to do was figure out a way to get them to call me. Once I had that figured out, I had it made in the shade.
Krieger and Company, how can we help you? Just a moment, I'll connect you with the motor pool. Hi, honey. You must have been an absolute jerk today. The phone's been ringing off the hook.
It was a good day.
Well, be careful you don't get any tickets. You don't want to add to the overhead.
You know me.
Mitch and Betsy Krieger, two true modern-day American heroes.
Motor pool,
Working together as a family, they're making a living from a homespun business,
what?
serving the community with a 900 number service.
Do you, by any chance, have a description of the driver? We don't want to
Join
fire
us
the
again
wrong
next
line.
time for more inspiration from The Recession Busters.
Oh, yes, I'm writing all this down.
I'm doing okay. What are you doing?
Right now I'm just expressing my opinion about just Hollywood right now. I feel that right now it's enough comedy as far as the black community goes. I think there's just just too much comedy and not a balance of drama, you know, and I feel that that's kind of part of racism that still exists in the media and also, you know, in Hollywood as well. So I'm just out here just expressing my, you know, my opinion, you know, about how I feel about this.
What does the sign say?
It says enough comedy, more drama, stop racism in Hollywood and the media, you know, also the media, you know.
It seems to me that there's been more drama and more comedy.
Within the black community, you know, history shows, you know, that there's been more of comedy, you know, and it's more comedy in a negative sense, kind of exploiting, you know, the blacks, you know, based on their ignorance or their undevelopment.
What about the Cosby Show?
The Cosby Show. That's a comedy. It's not a drama. Whenever they do dramas, they go to the 60s or, you know, back to making movies like Glories, but they haven't made a movie, you know, that's based on just regular life, you know, within the African American family. I can't think of any movies that they've done that, you know, that would show that that they are trying to work on stuff, material, projects like that. You know.
Do you think this is going to do any good?
Yeah, I think it does some good. I've been standing out here. People have been raising their thumbs. You know, so people have been, you know, putting their thumbs down. I feel that if I can just get people to just think about it, talk about it, it starts something. It's planted the seed, you know, hopefully the seed will grow on in and up, you know, and you know, maybe cause discussion within a higher level within studios, you know. So definitely, I think it's very effective, you know.
Have you gotten any reaction? Any
like I said,
reaction?
I've got reaction from just people driving by, you know.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it for about 3 weeks right now. About 3 weeks right now. I've been standing out here from 11:30 to 3 o'clock.
Are you going to go to the other studios?
Yeah, I am. am. I'm circling, you know, Paramount, Fox, Universal. Yeah, moving around.
Are you an actor? Or
yeah, I am an actor. Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Have you been employed?
Yeah, I have. I've done a lot of, you know, parts, stepping stone parts, I call it. You know.
What is your name?
My name is Ross Leon.
What is it?
Ross Leon. Yeah. Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Barbara. I'm with CamNet.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I'm glad you came out. Are you who I spoke with?
No.
It's the Bat Cam. This is power.
Yeah, we did a couple pieces on you while. I know you were doing movie effects. What are you doing
record
now?
button. Okay, here. So it's record and pause. It's only like a half-hour power. What I would like is to start with a long shot, a pan, from left to right, and then on to the scene. Maybe start on the observatory. Right? Get on that side. Start on the observatory. And then when we're doing our eulogies, do like medium.
We're honoring Superman.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to balance.
The American way.
Well, you got the whole thing down.
It's a very important day. I know we're all mourners here, and we realize that Superman unfortunately was lost on last Tuesday. He died as a result of a huge battle between him and a supervillain named Doomsday. For those of you who haven't seen the press or read the papers recently, the battle waged entirely across America, with most of the country decimated and Metropolis literally devastated by the events. Superman, while fighting, managed to destroy Doomsday, but unfortunately was lost in the struggle and was eventually pronounced dead at Metropolis General Hospital as a result of internal injuries at 5:23 on November 17th.
Let me start by saying that even though we beat the living excrement out of each other on several occasions, I loved Batman like a brother.
You're Batman. Too many shots to the head.
Superman wore his underwear on the outside, proudly like a great leader, spotless and unsoiled. No one can disagree with me when I say that even though he came from a universe far, far away, he embraced this great nation of ours like a native son.
You tell us that.
In the finest conservative tradition. He always voted Republican, like a true patriot. For if there's anything that unites us superheroes, it's a belief in strength through superior firepower and a strong national defense. There was something sorely lacking in the recent presidential debates. We didn't hear thanks for Superman, for our swift victory in the Gulf War. We didn't hear thanks for Superman, for the decline of the evil communist empire. May I sum up by the great words of King Arthur. Let not it be forgot that once there was a spot for one brief shining moment that was known as Camelot.
It's a media event, man. Don't make it a downer.
Robin, you have a few words.
Yes, I do.
Emphasize a few.
Our crime-fighting days are going to be a lot harder now. Even though he was an alien, he was still my friend. I remember the time he took me flying. He said, "Robin, even though you're underappreciated, you must always do your best and keep the faith." Even though his taste in women left a lot to be desired, I had much respect for him. Goodbye, Superman. Has anybody seen Clark Kent?
about shopping?
You guys hang out here?
This is the thing. It's a whole, I don't think it's so much about shopping Christmas. I think that for Americans, we don't, shopping, it's like going out and not having to do anything. You just look. It's a lot of assessment. And so Christmas time, it's appropriate because it's the new year and you're trying to figure out like what the last year was and what bodes for the new year, and maybe you'll make a resolution. But in order to do that, you have to look at things. So really what it is, it's like a museum of culture, this mall. And so we just go around and we think like food and clothes and new sneakers and going and traveling, but we're contained, and it's like a whole sort of, it's like the world just compressed into this little thing that we can just gaze at. We're grazing and gazing. That's what's happening at the mall. I have a theory about trolls, you know, that it's a democratic thing. When the Democrats are in, we get trolls. And when the Republicans are in, we should have known the Democrats were going to get in because the trolls came back.
Wait a minute. You mean that when trolls are here, they're popular, they get Democrats?
That's right.
Oh, why?
I think because it has to do with the underground nature of trolls. We all know trolls live underground, and this time of year is this time of our history. We have all the things from underground coming above ground. Gays are coming out of the closet, trolls are coming out into the light, Democrats are coming out, environmentalists are coming out. Trolls are very environmental.
So is that
they're of the
good or
earth.
what?
Excellent, don't you think?
I mean,
don't you think? Did you vote?
Trolls? Yeah.
Who'd you vote for?
Okay. I'm a Republican, but I vote for Clinton.
You did. Just make a point here.
Yes.
When I said sail and sail away, I don't think that I was just being, you know, metaphorical, because here we are at the entryway of the mall, and what's the first thing you see when you enter? A sail.
That's right.
A sail to sail away, to buy your purchase and bring it home and be transported into the new life that you can claim because you have something new. Oh, it's so exciting. Not only do you have something new, you have the whole experience of shopping for something new, of assessing our entire culture, and then bringing home a little piece of it to remember that experience. It's the experience of the sale.
And here we are, mall time.
Mall time. Do you know what time it is?
What time is it? What's the real time?
What's the mall? Is there a difference between mall time and regular time? Mall time is the same as regular time. From morning to night. It's just in the mall. Is there just one time when you're in the mall? The same time all the time? Is there a time, like a quintessential mall time, would you say? What is the time within the mall?
Yeah, shopping time.
Shopping time? Would you say it's like 3 p.m. all the time in the mall? Shopping time, there's no number. It's beyond numbers, just into mall time. It's a sort of existential state of being, would you say?
Open to close.
Open to close mall time. It's blue. It's in heaven. It's a heavenly time. Okay, thanks a lot.
Help me out, come on. Y'all ready? Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Let me know. We all together in this, you know. It's gonna go like this. In the summertime, you can help me out. You ready? I like it. The sun is hot, I'm gonna get my share. In the summertime, living so easy. In the summertime, we can be free.
I follow the sun all across the land, and I'm a lucky man called the pretty girl. I don't think I'm ever coming back. I'm gonna spend some more time in the love shack.
In the summertime, we can take it easy. In the summertime, living so free. In the summertime, we can take it easy. In the summertime, we can be free. Love here in this ocean breeze. Two native girls looking down on me. I don't know what's on their mind. I'll take the time to give me some kind of sign. They look so fine, I can't wait. I got this feeling that it's gonna be great. In the summertime, we can take it easy. In the summertime, living so free.
Jamaica, with the sound of France. I go every time I get the chance. No matter how much I get, I always want more. I feel like a kid in a candy store.
In the summertime, we can take it easy. In the summertime, living so free. In the summertime, we can take it easy. In the summertime, living so free. In the summertime, we can take it easy.
And it's about 11 o'clock, no, 10:30. And it looks like the folks are packing in here today because there's already quite a few cars in the parking lot. So let's just take we call this Every Mall USA. This is Eugene, Oregon's biggest mall. Okay. Well, yeah, actually, the truth of the matter is I have some Christmas shopping to do because I'm not, I'm as much an American as the next person, and I'm going to do my part. But I hate malls. I really do hate them. I realize now, when I first came in, I thought, oh, this is great. And I think every time I come into a mall, I get this little charge like, yeah, the mall, I just feel this whole thing. Maybe that's what they smell of, is money. They really do have this kind of money feeling, and I think, you're in here a little while, and maybe you've got a little money in your pocket, so you're feeling like a success, you're feeling like you're part of it, that you really can be part of this club. I mean, that's what you need. This is, to be a member of this club, what you really need, you've got to have a wallet, and you've got to have this stuff right here, and I don't have very much of it in here. And then to really, 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 really be a part, to feel like you're a part. I think nobody would come in here without this kind of a thing. This little plastic card. This is a great, I remember when I got, is this my first one? I think this is the first one I ever had. And we got it through a credit union when we bought a car. So it was sort of like okay, you know, you can join the club. You bought this car on time. Now we'll give you this Visa card. And then you just can go to any single one of these places and give them this, and there's this little, you know, people have this little respectful look, like, oh, okay, you know, I see, you have a Visa card. And then they have that little thing, they run it through, you know, I guess they run this little magnetic strip through, and it tells them if you're okay, if you're paid up. So there it is. I mean, the future is now, and this is an amazing word I came across a couple of days ago called dystopia, which is the, you know, it's a utopia that is falling apart, that is dysfunctional. It's like a dysfunctional utopia, I guess. Although I think the word predates that word dysfunctional, which has become so popular in other contexts now. And, you know, and I saw this guy on TV yesterday from Russia, who was talking about how, you know, how Russia this winter is in a total economic disaster, and he was saying that one of the things that you're pleased to see a line outside a store. You know, we always think of God in Russia, you know, you have to wait in line for 12 hours for a hamburger or something. And he said now in Russia it's so bad that if you see a line, it's a good indicator, because it means there's something to buy, you know. And you look around here and you see, I mean, how many, what do you think? There's like, I mean, how many millions of different items are there here to buy? You know, this is a jewelry store with all these different necklaces and rings, and this is the Squire. It's a men's clothing store, you know, for young men. It's kind of, I don't know, semi-hip. They've got these recycled jackets with the leather, you know, Razzie they're called. Sort of the, you know, it's interesting because these are work shirts. It's like the button-down work shirt. Isn't that great? It's like worker chic, but that's a look for the 90s, I think. And then the colleges. And I don't know, this is the young men look. Denim, they're all, it's sort of work clothes. It's you know, the culture that's dedicated to the aesthetic of work, ongoing aesthetic of work. Now, I've got this. I could, you know, I'm okay here because I've got my plastic. And there's this terrible pressure. There's like the time clicking away, you know, 14 more days, 13 more days, and it's all, the anxiety is that you'll be a failure, that you will not, you'll get the wrong thing, you'll get something that somebody will open, you'll buy this present, you spend 50 bucks on this thing, you wrap it up, and they'll open it up and they'll go, oh yeah, I really like it a lot. Not! But anyway, this stuff is, actually, you know, it's starting to get picked through. You can see these stacks were all kind of neat and tidy. And now Yale, Georgetown, nice shirts, more Levi's, the work look. These are, honey, I'm going to get you a pair of these not guilty overalls with the lovely little pocket. Not guilty. Now, that's a good subliminal. We didn't talk about that, but the air here is full of subliminal messages that are beamed in at sub-audible tones. So like it's below the low, you get it's below that, and the words are buy, do not shoplift. You know, it's like the language. That's why elephants talk in that same language. And, you know, humans can't hear it. So you can't hear this, but there are messages in here that are telling you, like, to buy. And then not guilty is a perfect name for a brand name that's shining out there. And it's not because there's a sort of guilt associated with spending also. And if you get that subliminal, you're not guilty, you can go ahead and buy. So what the heck? Because it's only, you know, you put it on the plastic and there's like 19% interest rate on that. So you're racking up a bill now that you're going to be paying next July. You're going to be still making payments on whatever it is, like maybe some lovely, would you like some of these lovely purple shoes? Only, they're marked down from $49 to $34.99. They're made in China. Fine leather upper, balance, man-made, made in China. 34, marked down from 49. Bears are always popular, and that's it. We're going back out. This is the same door we came in, and we are out of here. Back to the real world.
Whatever that's gonna be.
What is it?
What is the real world?
Sky. Oh, yes.
Outside. Where have we been?
Where it happened? Where am I? Now, the car. I think it's up there. I think I see it.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
No, man. And really, that air has definitely affected me. I feel, you know, there's a consciousness changing thing that it's subtle and doesn't, you know, all that subliminals and the air and the noxious fumes from all of that polyester material in the clothes, the combination acts as a sort of mood-altering tranquilizer, and you really feel like you would more or less like to, it's a sort of effort to come out here. It's cold, you know, and somehow the bills are on the table out here. Back in there, they're still in the mail, you know, they haven't arrived yet. You're on the loose with your plastic, and you're taking care of what you have to do, which is buy presents for people. So you're doing your duty as a patriot and as an American and as a husband and a father, and you've done it, and now you can go home and sit around and watch football on television or something. So I'm out of here.
We're going to see a movie now. Black and white here.
Oh, Superman, how great we mourn your passing. Your fists of steel, your red you cape, your fire X-ray vision. You stood by us through all the worst. Now you're gone, our bubbles burst. Oh, Superman, will our dear friend come back again? Lois Lane could not be here. From deep distress she suffers. Jimmy Olsen would have come, but he jammed his shutters. They should have come, we all do think, but after all, they're pen and ink. Oh, Superman, will our dear friend come back again? One more chorus. Time Warner's gave your life the X. DC agreed, the low-life acts. If your true fans had their way, you'd still be here to save the day. But money rules where hearts once lead. Your sails fell off, so now you're dead. Oh, Superman, please, dear friend, come back again.
Thank you, Beverly Cisco.